welcome. This is Shanna today for Pixi Dust Designs, and I'm here with a fun Easter treat box that features the Easter's accessories die set with an array of that cute little bunny and some carrots. Also says Easter wishes in the sentiment. I'm using the box Easter add-on, the bag topper set. And then this is the Panda Love box set. I won't be featuring the panda today, but it is absolutely adorable when it's put all together. Turns the box into a little panda. We're just going to use the box today. So to start, I die cut a bunch of the little accessory pieces from the two different die sets, and I'm going to use an ink blending tool and some inks in my stash to color them. You could alternatively die cut them out of colored paper. I did that, you can see, with a little bit of yellow cardstock on a couple pieces, but really I like the way the ink blendings kind of softens the shapes a little. So I just go through a series of different colors. So those are the little carrot tops, and that was the grass. Now I'm going to take the base of the carrot and just add a little bit of green as well, so no white peeks out from behind when I layer them. Moving on to orange, I'll have the carrots and the egg. I love using the littler brushes on for this because my die cuts are a lot smaller. It makes it easier to control where my ink is going, and I don't have to waste a lot of ink onto my silicone mat. Next is the teal, where I'm just going to do that cute little starry egg and another mini egg. You'll see in my project later, I don't actually end up using these little cutout eggs like the star one and the zigzag one and such. They didn't work into my project like I thought they would, but I did save them for another project later because they are absolutely adorable. The mini eggs I definitely use. Here's the purple, and then we have some pink. Can't forget the pink. Another mini egg and another one of those little outline eggs. And that finishes my ink blending. My bunny, I'm actually going to pull out some Copic markers. I zoomed in so you could see a little better. The dies are amazing in the sense they give me an embossed outline of where pieces line up, which also adds in the fact I can use it as an outline for my shading. So I'm just adding a little bit of shadow using some cool grays in my Copic markers just to add some dimension to this cute little white bunny. I go through C5, C3 to C1, and then I will blend it all a little smoother with a colorless blender just to get it to soften some. Really all I'm doing is kind of paying attention to where you would naturally see shadows and following those embossed lines on the die cut. After I was satisfied with the shadows, I decided I needed to add the color that would pop up behind his ears, so I grabbed back that ink blending tool with just the pink on it and just colored the base ears, because when I layer back over that head, that pink is just going to peek out through those little outlets. And then I need to darken the area where his face is going to be. So I just took a dark marker, this is W10 in my Copics, and colored, or scribbled rather, the spot where that face will show through. So you're going to see here in a second, they line up perfectly. I'm going to add the glue. After I had them all lined up, this is where things almost went south. So I add the body piece on and I'm like, I think the cheeks need some color. So I brought back in my ink blending tool. I have no idea what I was thinking here, guys. It turned into a small disaster, but fear not, we fixed it by die cutting another face. I didn't worry about tearing it apart. This will layer right over that other one. The ears will still peek through, the face still peeks through. It's just a little thicker, and I actually ended up liking it a little better that way. So I brought in a pink Copic this time and just gave him some dotted cheeks instead of the massive half pink head I gave him with the ink blending tool. Bringing over the box, I die cut it out of some cute polka dot paper. I actually die cut two, which is a thing I like to do when I'm using 12 by 12 paper, so I don't have a large scrap. So what I'm going to do is save the second box in with the die set, so I have it ready to pull out for another project later. This is actually a double-sided paper, so I could actually use the other side if I want. I wanted the polka dots for this because it kind of was like a springtime vibe for me. I am just going through and making sure all of those creases are nice and crisp with my bone folder. These side creases are what kind of help the box close, so I can't really fold them straight down, but I do pinch them in with my fingers and make sure they all have some form to them. For this project, I did a mix of decorating it while it was flat and decorating it while it was glued together and dimensional. My grass is what I just trimmed here. It's what we ink blended earlier, and I'm just gluing it flat to that bottom edge where that crease line is on the front of the box. Then I'm taking my little bunny and deciding where I want him to go. The carrot, actually the bunny can hold it. I glued his arm flat on accident, so I'm just taking my craft pick and working under that die cut just so I can slide the carrot in a little bit so that he can hold it. And then it's really just arranging where you want things. I wanted both carrots on this because I thought they were just absolutely adorable with that bunny. And I wanted them kind of tucked behind the grass, so I was careful when I glued that grass that I only glued along the bottom edge. So I knew the top would be a little more freeform so I could tuck things behind it. And of course, we can't forget our little Easter egg. So I grabbed one of the little mini eggs we ink blended earlier and just glued it right in with the carrots. Now, assembling this box is super simple. You really only need to glue this one side. A little bit of glue, make sure it bonds, and then as you can see, it's all there. So the flaps, I choose to fold this one in all the way, and then you're going to see the oval piece kind of closes down. But the box is nice and secure. The bottom doesn't require any glue. You just fold in the two sides, add the bottom, and then tuck the tab part in last. Now flipping it over, I decided it'd be really cute to add the big egg glued to the top of that, to where I could just add a little bit of tape or something to the underside of that egg to finish closing the box if I want. Then I still had to decorate a little bit because why not, right? So we have Easter Wishes is my sentiment. It came from that die set we showed earlier in the video. So Easter Wishes is going to go next to the bunny. And I'm just using a wet adhesive. It gives me a little bit of play when I go to glue it down, but it also bonds really well. The sentiment finished off the front, so I'm flipping it back to the back, and I had that scrap of grass from trimming the front piece, and I'm going to use it as just like a little cluster of grass at the bottom of this and tuck the rest of my little mini eggs in. I liked how that looked. I had 3 little eggs left, which was perfect for a little cluster for the small tuft of grass. And that pretty much finishes my box. You can fill this with all sorts of things. You can tuck some dollar bills in there, you can put candy, you can do both. Really, whatever fits works. I hope you enjoyed today's project. Be sure to check out the description box below for links, and have a great day. Bye-bye.